church that brings me closer to my Savior. Little bit of heaven, a whole lot of love left behind.
Good morning and welcome to Rise and Shine, Franklin County. There's nothing shining out there yet. Usually the sun is up by the time I come in, but it wasn't shining in my eyes this morning. But it's going to be maybe a rainy day. We did have some rain last night, and we do want to remember all those people in Texas that had all that rain and the devastation that has happened down there. We do pray that these children will be found. I heard yesterday that 2 were found in a tree, and they were alive and well, and we just hope and pray that they do find these children. That is such a terrible thing. Well, I'm Joyce Gordon. I'm glad to be here this morning. I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July and got to be with family, and maybe you did some cookouts or whatever, had some fireworks and done those safely. It's like we always encourage you to let the professionals do the fireworks. We don't want to have any hands or eyes or whatever missing because you did fireworks and you didn't know what you were doing. So I saw some good fireworks on TV. We watched the Boston Pops on the 4th of July, and that was very good. The fireworks were beautiful and the music was wonderful. So we had a great 4th of July weekend. So here we go, and here we are on the 7th day of July. And I want to wish a happy birthday to my nephew, Dennis Hahn. I'm not even going to tell you how old he is today, but I was there. Well, I wasn't there, but I was there soon after he was born. Yeah, I'm going to tell you, he's turning 62 today, so we want to wish a happy birthday to my nephew, Dennis. All right, we got lots of things coming up. I don't have a guest this morning, but I brought some things from my kitchen. You know you have favorite gadgets in your kitchen. So after I do my announcements, I'm going to show you some of my favorite gadgets that I have and use all the time in my kitchen. But we want to talk about things that are coming up, and the Smith Mountain Lake Boomer Band is going to be playing. Put this on your calendar and go on and get your tickets. Tickets are selling fast for this. Seats are $75 for their premium seats, $25 for their general admission, and there will be a dance floor. Stacey Talley and I got so tickled at that last week when I told her Joyce might get up there and shake a leg. Well, I have a prosthetic leg, so that was hilarious. It just really struck me funny. I couldn't even talk and I couldn't see to read my announcements. But anyway, that's going to take place on August the 3rd at 3 o'clock. The doors will open at 2, and this will benefit some of our nonprofits, the Warming Shelter, the Stepping Stone Mission, and Helping Hands here in Franklin County. And it's called Benefiting the Sounds of Compassion, 3 local charities that provide life-changing services to Rocky Mount, and this will benefit them. So this will be fun. I can't wait to hear this music. Sounds like a good toe-tapping event to me. I think I'm going to have to get a ticket. Also, Stacey Talley from the Stepping Stone Mission Soup Kitchen was telling us that they are getting ready to have their 11th annual Autumn Fest. Now, this will not take place until September 27th, and that's from 10 to 3. It's Franklin County High School parking lot. But they need vendors to come and set up. And there's a fee, $50 for you to set up, and any money that you make is your own. And that's how they make their money, is setting up these tables for the vendors. So again, that is September the 27th from 10 to 3. Put that on your calendar. And anyone out there, if you make earrings or just all kinds of wreaths or whatever you've got to sell, our Lions Club will be there selling tickets on our fall basket. It's going to be geared towards the men this time. We've done picnic baskets, we've done Christmas baskets, and this is one way we make money for our scholarship fund. But we're going to have a basket that's geared toward the guys, like car care, tools. I've got a screwdriver that has multiple ends on it in one screwdriver. I think that would be a great thing to put in that basket. That's what we're going to be selling. That and pepper. I get pepper from Happy Home Flavorings down in Bedford, and it's called Malabar pepper, and it is wonderful. Also, well, I'll keep that as a surprise. But anyway, they need vendors to set up. And again, that is on Saturday, September the 27th. So if you want interested in setting up, you can contact, this is all one word, Marie Kahn. So it's MARIE KAN31@gmail.com, or stop by the Stepping Stone Mission there on North Main Street and let them know that you would like to participate. Also, put on your calendar, and this is next month, but the National Night Out will be on August the 5th from 6 to 8 p.m. at Franklin County High School. Police will have displays, free food, vendors, demonstrations, games, and exhibits. And this is put on by the Office of the Sheriff and the Rocky Mount Police Department. And let me see, Virginia DWR, the State Police, Franklin County Fire and Emergency, the first responders, and they come out and see the equipment that we have here in Franklin County. It is just, I was just taken back by all the equipment that they have, and this just gives you an opportunity to peruse it, not on an emergency basis. Okay, let's see. Okay, put this on your calendar that on Can't Talk this morning. Annual Friends of the Family Resource Center are going to do a 5K run and walk to support local victims and survivors of domestic violence. Erase Domestic Violence. This is going to be on Saturday, September the 27th from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Starts and finishes at the Rocky Mount Farmers Market. So you might want to register for that. Since online registration is available, you can register at RUN, this is all one word, RUNSIGNUP.com/search, and then you can go online and register. It's open from ages 11 and up. If you need more information, you can call 540-483-5088. That might be easier than trying to go to that website. All right, there's another one on National Night Out. And we have got summer camp going on up at Phoebe Needles. They have day camp, and they also have resident camp, and we're going to have Miss Carol with us on Friday to tell us more about what's going on up there in the camping. When you go up there to camp, it's a $300 to $400 a week. That includes your lodging, meals, and all program material, and the financial aid is available. So things that you do at the camp is games and sports, arts and crafts, environmental education, high and low ropes, and swimming. They have a pool. Outdoor camping, hiking, skit nights, field trips, rappelling, tie-dyeing, and more. Well, that all sounds like fun. So Miss Terrell's going to be here Friday to tell us more about what's going on up there. Now, you know, vegetables are in. I went to the market there. Cucumbers, tomatoes, watermelons, cantaloupes, corn on the cob is in. Fresh corn on the cob, the bicolor. I bought a dozen ears the other day. It's absolutely delicious. And I have seen people, you know, you can cook corn in the shuck in your microwave. And I was reading up, I've been doing this for years, but I was reading up on that, and you can put 1 ear of corn for 4 minutes. If you put an extra ear of corn, add 2 minutes to it. So if you're going to cook 2 ears of corn in the microwave, in the shuck, you don't have to shuck it, do it for 6 minutes. And also it depends on the wattage of your microwave. Now, I'm not sure what, I think mine's about 1,000, and I cooked up 4 ears of corn in it the other night. It was absolutely delicious. And all you got to do then is just cut the end off of it and pull maybe I'll bring ear of corn one day and show you how to do that. But a lot of people still put it in boiling water. Well, to me, if you cook it in the microwave, you have kept all those nutrients in that ear of corn. Nothing gets out in the water when you're boiling it. But fresh corn is in, so I'm going to have some today. I said they had, at the market, they had squash, green beans, tomatoes, cucumbers, the best cantaloupes I've ever had. Down here at the Redwood Farmers Market, they have got Halifax cantaloupes, and they're absolutely huge, and they have watermelons. So go down and see Liz at the Redwood Farmers Market. She opens up, she gets there about 8:45, but she's got all kinds of, she has people around here that she buys vegetables from. Also, you have got the Farm Market. It is on Thursday evenings from 3 to 7. Right past Ferrum College on your right, there is a lot there, and that is where they have the farmers market. Then also on the second Saturday in the month, which I'm thinking that will be this Saturday, they'll be open from 8 to 12. There will be a fish fry that's coming Friday night at the Ferrum. That has not been going on for the past 3 weeks, but it will start back up this coming Friday, which is the 11th of July. They will have the fish fry from 4:30 to 7. We always like to let people know when there's going to be a fish fry, because if they go up there and they don't have it, they get upset with me. Also, the Rocky Mountain Farmers Market is open on Saturdays. I do believe it's from 9 to 1. If you get there at 9, if it opens at 8, I'm not sure, but say 9 to 1, and they have everything. They got frozen food, pastries, spices, lotions, fresh vegetables, plants, you name it. You can find it at the Rocky Mountain Farmers Market. So we do want to take advantage of that. And I'm looking to get cucumbers. I always make pickle in the summertime in about a 5-gallon crock. So it takes 2 weeks to make. People always say they want a jar of my pickles, but they just don't know how much work went into that jar of pickles. Okay, coming up. Do you like rodeos? Well, the Smith Mountain Lake first ever professional rodeo will be held this coming Friday and Saturday. The gates open at 6 p.m. The rodeo starts at 8 p.m. General admission is $20, and then for age 6 to 10, it's $15. Age 5 and under is free. And the first 100 kids that get there get a free bandana. There will be, food vendors, shopping, and a whole lot more. So this is going to take place at 9536 Brooks Mill Road in Wirtz. They're going to have bareback riding, saddle bronc, calf roping, breakaway roping, steer wrestling, team roping, barrel racing, and bull riding. This sounds exciting to me. This is put on by the Roanoke Valley Community Credit Union, and this, they say, is a first. Again, that address is 9536 Brooks Mill Road. Now, I have not been there. I do not know where that is, so I can't give you directions. All right. Did we talk about this? The Smith Mountain Lake Boomer Band. I don't know if I've talked about that. Yes, I have. But again, get your tickets for that Boomer Band. It will benefit the Warming Shelter, Stepping Stone Mission, and Helping Hands. Now, the Stepping Stone Mission provides a meal every day at lunchtime, 365 days a year. That is a wonderful thing for our community. People that either don't have anything to eat or they don't want to eat by themselves, and they'll go down to the Stepping Stone. It's right there on North Main Street. You see a big purple sign up the top. It's in the old Jones Produce Building. When I try to tell people where that is, they say, oh, the old Jones Building, and that's where it is. So again, you want to get your tickets for that concert. Like we said, it's going to be a dance floor. Woohoo! All right, we have got next up is this season's charity concert series at the Coves Amphitheater at Smith Mountain Lake. It's out on 40 East, and that address is 301 Ivy Lane, Union Hall. And they have skyboxes for rent. They rent for $800, and they include 6 tickets, an enclosed climate-controlled space, private deck, and access to VIP bar area and the restroom facilities. Now, on July 18th, that's in a couple of weeks, the Wallflowers will be playing, and that is Bob Dylan's son. If you remember my age group, if you remember Bob Dylan, that will start at 6 p.m. Then on the 13th of August, Devin Allman's Blues is going to be there. And then the Old Crow Medicine Show, the skyboxes are all sold out for that. And then September 27th, Young Giant, and then 10:10, Eli Young Band. That sounds like we kind of call those skyboxes a party shack. So if you want to rent one of those and have 6 of you plus your 5 of your friends, good time to go and have a party. All about having a party, it's always fun. Okay, that's more about the skyboxes, and that will benefit Bernard's Health Clinic, Stepping Stone Mission, Transcension Basic, and the Smith Mountain Lake Good Neighbors. That's what these concerts will benefit. And we're so happy that they're working with these nonprofits to help them out. All right, let's see what else we got up. Concert by Canoe this coming Friday, July the 11th. And that will be Ashley Watkins and Andrew Small and friends. Join Franklin County Parks and Rec at Twin Ridge Recreation Area on Philpott Lake for the 2025 Free Summer Concert Series. The hot dog stand will be on site for an evening snack. Bring your canoe, kayak, tube, or float and paddle your way to a front row seat for this one-of-a-kind event. Music begins at 6:30. That sounds like fun. Well, maybe I don't know what the weather's going to be like on Friday, but it sounds like fun. Let me see what else we have going on. Oh, I turned my pages down for something here. All right. Okay, then we got Movie on the Move at Jamison Mill on Friday, July the 11th, and that will start at 8:30. Join us at Jamison Mill at 8 p.m. for outdoor games and kid activities, followed by a showing of Mufasa. Dress accordingly and bring a chair, blanket, and a light source. Snacks and drinks will be for sale. In case of inclement weather, the event will be moved indoors to the Essex Recreation Center. Then put on your calendar, July 18th will be Family Bingo again. Join us at the Essex Center and come and take your chances at winning awesome prizes as we play 15 games of bingo. This is a free event and open to those 5 and up. That's wonderful that you could go there and play for free. That's Movies on the Move. Okay, Monday, July 14th, that's next Monday, at the Rocky Mount Library from 10 to 11, and the Westlake Library from 1 to 2. This is a group 18 and up. The cost is free. The Franklin County Master Gardeners will explain how to manage garden pests with environmentally sensitive approaches. Registration is required, and that is taking place at both libraries. Rocky Mount is from 10 to 11. At Westlake, it is from 1 to 2. That would be very interesting to know how to control pests. That would be great. I learned something. You know how you take your curry cups and you throw them away? Well, open them up and start collecting your grounds. If you have a hydrangeum bush, they say they love coffee grounds. So I've started collecting mine in a cup, and I'm going to dump that out there. They finish blooming, but I think it'll still be good for them. I think that dirt's kind of poor. I don't know if you all know or not, but we had some laws that were passed the 1st of July that are taking effect. And I just thought I'd bring you up to date on a few of them. Cell phone limits in schools requires public schools to adopt policies that restrict students' phones used during the school hours, with the exception for health and learning needs. And they've already done that here in Franklin County. That was in effect last year. It is required overdose notification rule requires school to notify parents within 24 hours of any confirmed or suspected student overdose that happens on or near school grounds. All right, now if you had, there's lots more things in here. I'm not going to go over every one of them, but I felt it was that you need to know this. Now, starting the 1st of July, food vendors are banned from using polystyrene, an ingredient that is in styrofoam. So if you have styrofoam cups or whatever, businesses cannot use those anymore, and neither can the school system. Okay, what else said? Okay, doke. Let me see. If you are in your car, you have guests in your car, everyone must have a seatbelt on. And it wasn't a strict rule that people in the back seat had to wear a seatbelt, but now everyone has to have a seatbelt. Drivers, passengers, people in the back seat, you gotta buckle up. So I know sometimes it's hard to find that seatbelt in the back seat, but you've got to buckle up now. Now, they cannot stop you if you're driving without a seatbelt on, but if they stop you for some other infraction, then you can get a ticket if you're not seatbelted. They have proved that seatbelts do, if you're in an accident, it does maybe keep you from getting killed. So we want to follow that rule. There's lots of other things, really doesn't pertain to us. But now if you have mail theft, it is now a felony. It creates a Class 6 felony for stealing, destroying, or tampering with someone else's mail, including use of counterfeit mailbox keys. That is something, you don't want to mess with anybody's mail. Let me see. We got all kinds of things here that was passed. You might want to look it up. Protective orders extended for repeat abuse. allows courts to issue family abuse protective orders up to 4 years if the offender has a prior permanent protective order. Okay, trespassing with a drone near defense sites is now a felony, creates a class 4 felony for unauthorized drone use to capture images at contracted defense facilities, including protection for family staff. Well, I did not know that. But there's all kinds of bills that was passed that went into effect the 1st of July. Okay, you know, in your kitchen, you have favorite gadgets that you use, or I do. And years ago, I was shopping. I had taken my mother to the beauty parlor over in Clifton Forge, and there was a little store there that sold kitchen gadgets. So I don't have guests this morning, so I brought a couple of things from my kitchen that I use all the time. And this little thing is called a Baker's Buddy. I have gone through 2 or 3 of these. I bought one for each of my children. You'll say, well, what in the world is it? I do a lot of brownies. Let's see, let me turn it. It's plastic, but if you bake anything in a sheet pan, I don't know how to hold it so you can see it. There we go. If you bake it in like a 9x13 pan and you want to cut your brownies out, this will not mark your pan. It's plastic. It has little teeth on it. Now, back years ago, I bought one for $5. Then I ran into these in a place up in Ohio, and I bought all they had, and they gave one to each of my children. Well, then, now they do have them on Amazon. You can get them, but they're not $5 anymore. They're about 12 to 13. But this is a neat gadget. If you bake brownies or you're cutting out cake squares, it does not mark your pan. So this is something I use all the time. I have a specific place in my utensil drawer I put that because I don't want to lose it. You know how you're always opening up a bag of chips or a loaf of bread? I hate them little twist ties. When you get older, you're a senior person, you can't use those little twist ties on the bread. So I use these little Twix-It clips. And these came from Pampered Chef. I'm not trying to sell any. I'm just saying this is a neat thing. If you're older and your hands don't work like they used to, these are called Twix-It clips. You can shut up that bag of chips or a loaf of bread so that it doesn't get stale. So that's what this is, and it just clips like that. And then even I can get these open. This is a little memo for our senior watchers this morning. That's called a Twix-It clip. If you make cupcakes, you know, sometimes it's hard to get. I like to get, if I'm doing cupcakes, get all that batter in there and not get it on the outside of the paper cup. Well, do you know you can use an ice cream scoop to do that? One big scoop of this is usually enough to put into a cupcake pan. I also bake little mini loaves of banana bread, and 2 scoops of this will fill up that little container or that little hole for those mini loaves of banana breads. And I've got some bananas at home right now that's calling to me, Joyce, you need to make banana bread today. And that's probably going to happen. But this, remember the old-timey ice cream scoops? We'll try to scoop ice cream with this if it's hard. I can't do it, but it sure comes in handy if you're making cupcakes or the little mini loaves of bread. So I use this for lots of things. You know, we've been reading about little things that ladies, whoever, or so maybe young people, whatever, should carry these little mini alarms. Now this I had hooked on my pocketbook, and if I am a prime suspect, I have a cane, I have a prosthetic leg, I park in a handicapped parking space. Ladies, you got to be careful. So this little thing I hook on my pocketbook, and it's a little alarm. Well, I went to demonstrate it for June this morning. My battery's dead, so I've got to go and get a battery. But this is just a good little thing to have on your purse just in case anybody approaches you and you are afraid. You can pull this little thing and an alarm will go off and it will scare them away. I heard a joke the other day. I can tell this one to you all. There was a new Secret Service agent. Now, this is a joke, okay? This really didn't happen. But there was a new Secret Service agent, and there was something that was suspicious going on around the president. So the Secret Service agent got nervous, and he hollered, "Mickey Mouse." Well, it scared the person that was accosting or going to do something to the president. It scared him away. So another guy asked him later, he said, "Why did you holler Mickey Mouse?" And he said, "Well, I got nervous and I meant to say Donald Duck." I thought that was cute. That's one joke I can tell you all here on TV. Well, anyway, if you have a source that you can get one of these ladies or young people out riding bikes, I would put one on my purse or on my backpack just in case you would need it. And like I said, I've got to get my battery replaced in this one. Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I'm trying to rack my brain and anything else that I need to remind you all of. We'll have a guest probably on Wednesday. So join us then at 7 a.m. on Rise and Shine. We're so glad you're here with us this morning, and we'll see you again on Wednesday.
To share God's Word to the uttermost part of the earth. Though rooted in our time-honored traditions, we prioritize expanding our collections each season with the most fashion-forward products in the industry. We take pride in our innovative product design, attention to detail, and first-class customer care, making us a respected resource for retailers and interior designers around the world. Join the Uttermost team. We are now hiring directly for a variety of positions. To learn more, visit our website at www.uttermost.com/jobs or give us a call at 540-483-5103.